So I've got two numbers that I need you to know that have everything to do with you, Ravi Zacharias, and ultimately the future of this channel. 727,587 and 156 million. So in the next couple minutes, I'm going to make both of those numbers make perfect sense, and I'm going to let you decide what's next, like you personally. So this is going to be kind of an interactive video, sort of like a choose your own adventure. So hang on, because the entire scope of where we're going with this channel is going to depend on you. First, let me make good on my promise with the two numbers, 727,587. That's how many of you have watched at least one video on this channel about Ravi Zacharias, or the allegations, or RZIM's response to it. And that's so telling to me, because here's where it gets interesting. That number represents 99% of all the views on this channel. So because of the heartbreaking situation surrounding Ravi Zacharias and the fallout and all that's happening, 99% of the views on this channel were because of that. So in my entire heart and reason for speaking out on Ravi and RZIM was just to respond to it, right? To hopefully help unravel and unpack some of those emotions that you might be feeling as that news hits you, to help you process that what happened with Ravi Zacharias and at RZIM, it no way changes who God is or the message of the gospel or the truth of Christianity. And thousands of you have responded to it. And that leads to the second number, 156 million. That's the number of people either completely leaving Christianity altogether or just not wanting anything to do with it. And that's just in the US alone. That number swells when you look around the world. And can you guess why that is? Do you want to take a swing at what the number one reason is that people are vanishing from churches or any sort of faith or anything that even smells remotely Christian? Church hurt, or better defined, because of negative past experiences in churches, with church people, or with Christian ministries. These are painful and hurtful and negative experiences with God's church and God's people. 727,587 of you have said the same thing because one more of God's people, Ravi. So let's talk about that for a second. Maybe a family chat. I just want to be completely transparent because I am where I am today, and I've made the videos that I've made because of church hurt and because of severely painful and negative experiences in my own life with someone that was really supposed to protect and bless, and who ultimately used his position to sexually assault and devour women in the church. This was someone that I was deeply close to and who I loved as my pastor. So much so that when I left, I wouldn't trust another pastor for a long time. I remember walking into the church that I now call home, and I was sitting there. I had my arms crossed, I had my heart closed, and I'm just thinking, yeah, right, God. What's in this guy's closet? What's this guy hiding? I'm not listening to a word he says unless I see how he loves his wife, how he leads his family, and how he treats other people over time. And wouldn't you know it, God used a cynical, closed-hearted, skeptical prayer from a deeply wounded kid, and he changed the trajectory of my life with it. Because the first person that I met in that church, one of my closest friends to this day, just happened to be that pastor's son. And that's where we've been for the last 20 years. God used that situation to help me see that even though these kinds of scandals do happen, right? For every one high-profile case that we see, there's 100 others who are committed to faithfully loving and serving people in the trenches. There's people out there who don't manipulate, who don't use and abuse people. But unfortunately, the world's never going to know their names because it's not newsworthy. But they are out there. I promise you that. Because in my opinion, these are the stories that we should be highlighting. So there's a little background and insight as to why I've covered so much of the news and all the latest updates on Ravi Zacharias and RZIM. And if I'm being totally honest, we're kind of at a fork in the road. Because I want to help you process everything. I want to help you learn and grow no matter what we're talking about. And that's where you come in. Like, I've honestly been praying about what to do next because this stuff is hard work. And if I'm being honest, I'm exhausted. So who better to ask than you, all 727,000 of you? And in the spirit of transparency and honesty, I need you. Like, I truly do, because this is for you. It's definitely worth all the hard work as long as you're getting what you came for. So I'm all in if you are. And here's to where you get to choose your own adventure, because this right here is the most important piece of this entire video. Number one, in the comments section, I want you to answer these questions that I ask as honestly and as raw as you can. This is super important. What drew you to these videos specifically about Ravi Zacharias and RZIM? Meaning, what was the value that you got from him? What did it help you with? Why did you come to my specific channel, and what value did you get out of that? What type of content do you want most out of this channel? Meaning, what would keep you coming back and being a part of this family? Is it questions about church hurt that you want to know about? How to handle it? What do you do with it? How to go about navigating all that? How do we know we can trust the Bible? Is it reliable? Who is Jesus? All those kinds of questions. How do we talk about what we believe to people and why we believe it? Or you come in to learn about tough Christian questions like, I don't understand this or this topic, or maybe a question like, should Christians drink alcohol? Or, just all those kinds of things. Or hey, I struggle with this, or this confuses me. I'm angry about this. Why this? Those kinds of questions. Honestly, guys, this is a blank canvas. So please do me a favor, leave a comment after you watch this. Let me know from anything above or anything else that you're thinking, what have you always wanted to know? Or what have you been too afraid to ask? Maybe a Christian friend that you know, or maybe your pastor. What are those questions that have always been on your heart that you've wanted to know that you've been too afraid to ask? I'm completely committed to whatever direction you choose for this channel. This is your adventure. So let me know right now in the comments. So thanks for watching. Until next time, keep seeking Christ first in your life.